Welcome back to 99 Adventures. I'm Kim.
Alan?
And today we're rolling up our sleeves to talk about something a little less glamorous, definitely not Instagrammable in the RV lifestyle. And that's how we keep our black tanks clean.
How we keep.
We. It's a we.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we as in, like,
We.
everybody does it differently.
Yes, how Alan and I
Yeah.
keep our black tanks clean and stinky free. Because honestly, that's where all the beep happens.
Yeah.
And we can definitely make or break that camping experience. So today we're diving deep into how we keep our tanks clean, odor free, and working properly. Welcome to 99 Adventures, the podcast where the campsite stories are all about the RV lifestyle. We're your hosts, Alan and Kim, fellow lovers of all things RV living. Here on 99 Adventures, we explore the highs and pickups of life on wheels, whether it's discovering hidden gems off the beaten path or tackling the realities of RV living. But we're not just about the travel, we're about the taste, too. And every episode, we'll cook up something special right from the RV kitchen or campsite. So get hooked up, grab your skillet, and let's hit the road. It's time for 99 Adventures, where the journey and the flavors never stop. Before we jump into keeping the black tank clean, we want to talk about how we keep our RV smelling fresh. We've been trying the Airlock One air purification system that connects directly to our AC units, and they really, I think, have been working great.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, they help to eliminate odors like pet, musty smells, which kind of goes into some of the things that we're going to be talking about today, that bathroom smell. And also, I really have seen an improvement. I've been having issues with like itchy, watery eyes, and that has really improved. So we've been super happy with the Airlock One air purification system. And I'll leave a link here to show our installation of the system onto our 3 AC units. And then if you're interested in it, we have a discount code for our listeners or followers, and I'll include that in the description below. So it's been really great, and we just wanted to tell you all about it. I guess first off, with regards to the black tank, I think we could talk about our day-to-day habits of what we do to keep things on the up and up with regards to it. So let's talk about some of our good habits. Like always making sure you have plenty of water in your toilet bowl when you flush. Even if it's just a number one, make sure there's plenty of water. Water's your friend when it comes to good RV tank, black tank maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we only use the RV grade toilet paper from Walmart.
Yep.
That is the only toilet paper we use. We don't use single ply. It's the 6-pack of toilet paper. What is the name of it? Is it Camco?
I think it's Northern. It's Northern.
It's a Northern brand? Mm-hmm. Oh.
Well,
That is the only brand of toilet paper. And you've made a comment to me about it, that it seems to break down.
it does. I know. No, it does break down. Period.
I don't really worry about using too much or too little, because that is the only toilet paper we have, and he says it breaks down, so
Yeah.
that's a good tip. Plenty of water, those are our good habits, and then the RV marine grade toilet paper. The other thing that's a good habit is to not dump too early.
Yeah, knowing the size of your tank, and then it's number one. Number two is knowing how long after your daily habits that tank will go day-wise to capacity. So you know when to dump the tank. So ours is 7 days. It's 7 days, period. So we know at the 7th day that we have to go out, we have to dump and do our flushing and all those things. So I think it's important to know the capacity and then how many days you have. We're full time, right? So Everybody's going to be different. If you're not full time, you're just camping for the weekend, it may be
Yeah.
completely different. But knowing the capacity is key, right?
So, what would you suggest for somebody, or like even us, when we move, and let's say we're not like full, right? What are the things that we do to dump the black tank before we get on the road?
It doesn't matter if it's full or not. You're going to dump the tank.
Yeah,
You don't
but
don't
you
go down
can do the
don't go down the road with a full tank or even anything in the tank really.
a little bit of water. Yes, you need to have.
Just
For,
dumping it and rinsing it and before you get on the road, regardless of the amount.
but you've had me plug, or you've closed the gray tank because we keep our gray tank open all the time. But you've had me close the gray tank to help flush out.
Yeah, but that was where a place where we didn't have great drainage for the gray tank. So we really needed to flush that out every now and then. Here, we don't have to worry about that. We have a great setup, but depending on the place that you're at, you can have a setup where the hose doesn't have the gravity that it needs in order to properly drain that gray tank. So here, I'm not worried about it. It just depends on the site that you're at, how level it is, and so forth.
Yeah. When we're walking around the campground and stuff like that, you always make little comments about the hose is not set
I
up
just
correct.
cannot believe.
What is your tips, or how do you think the hose should be set up?
To me, it's a no-brainer. I mean, water, liquids, fluids to drain all work on gravity, right? So if you have, I'll go by sites where the hose is just laying on the ground and there's a slight incline to go to the drainage, and I look at it and I'm like, that doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And it may work for a weekend, but it's not going to work for full time. Eventually, that hose is going to fill up, and it's going to start coming back into your system. So I walk around these parks no matter where we're at, and I look at how people have theirs set up, and very rarely do I see one where it's set up correctly.
Yeah.
Very rarely. Full timers, every single one of them, they're all on point.
Yeah. So they go.
They're coming out of the unit, and then they are on plane with, because sometimes these the screw in
The
for the
sewer.
thing are elevated, right?
Yes.
And so you can't drop your hose down and expect fluid to go back up. It doesn't work. But the difference that I see between regular weekenders versus full time, to me, is completely different. Most of the full timers, they know that. The weekenders, maybe they don't even really care, to be honest with you. I don't know. They're only doing it for the weekend or whatever. But we live in ours full time, so it's got to work correctly.
For sure. So walk through our process of after 7 days. Number one, this is how we've always known in this rig, because this is the only rig I've noticed this, that it's time to clean the tanks. And that's when you press the pedal on the side of the toilet, there's like
it kind of burps.
burps. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes like an air bubble. And we're like, oh, it's time to dump.
Yeah, and it's usually right around the 7-day time frame.
Because honestly, you can look at the sensors, right?
Yeah, you can look at the sensors. They're never correct, right? So
That's how we know, right?
yeah, I mean, this is what, our 4th RV?
Yeah.
And I've never had a sensor that was correct. I've never had one that read correct. I don't even know why they put them in the RVs, to be honest with you, because none of them are correct. I walked into other people's RVs and asked them, oh, no, they don't work. It's the same thing over and over. I don't understand why the RV industry can't come up with a system that cannot monitor that correctly, but I've yet to see one that works. It doesn't matter what you paid for your RV. I've never heard of one being correct.
Yeah, everybody can.
So I don't even look at that.
Right.
That's why again, going back to just knowing your RV and what that capacity is, and being able to know what to do, when to do it, right?
So it's the 7 days, and then what's your process? Because I don't dump. I don't do dumping.
Well, you
I
should
know,
learn
I
how to
know
do
how.
it. You should learn how to do it.
Wait, before you start that, what's cooking?
Oh, some chili. It's kind of chilly
Yeah.
here in Colorado, so we're decided to do a chili. It's football season, just kicked off.
Yep.
Just watched Ohio State beat Texas. So we're getting ready for the LSU and Clemson game tonight. And the one thing I do know about that game, the one tonight, is that the Tigers are going to win. So if you know, you know. But the Tigers are going to win that game. So.
Okay. All right. So we're cooking chili, and we're going to watch the Tigers, and the Tigers are going to win. Go LSU Tigers, by the way, not Clemson. Keep getting off track, but your process.
At day 7, I'm going to go out there. The first thing I'm going to do is pull the black tank lever, because if we hadn't already said, the black tank always stays shut, period.
Because if you keep it open,
Yeah, I mean, everything builds up and all the liquid comes out. So,
poop pyramid.
yeah, drain it out. Once it's completely drained out, I close the valve. I use the washout port that are on 95% of rigs today, even the smaller ones. And again, going back to knowing the capacity, one of the things, the first thing that I do whenever we get a new RV is I fill it up and I sit in the bathroom and I will watch on a timer, with a timer, when it reaches the capacity of that tank, all right?
You mean the tank, like you look inside the toilet?
Yeah, to see where the water's at, because I want that thing as full as I can get without it overflowing. And then once I know that time, then I know the time to set for when I'm running the rinse. So this one is 12 minutes and 30 seconds, right?
And you use a timer.
I use a timer exclusively. I repeat, do not do this without knowing your capacity, because you will not like the outcome.
No. And setting a timer, because if you're just filling the tank up,
Yeah.
you can get distracted.
You can get distracted so
easy.
easily watching TV or
Talking to somebody.
talking to someone around the park or whatever, and the outcome is not good, right? So
Always set a timer.
knowing that capacity, setting that timer as soon as you hit that, turn that valve on, that water valve on to fill that tank back up. So once the timer goes off, I turn the valve off. I open the black tank back up again. Same thing as usually the first time that I open it up, clarity wise.
Yeah.
And then once
pretty
that's
dark.
done, then I do it again. So I just repeat the same process over 3 times. And sometimes I will do it a 4th time. But what I want to see, and not normally, what I do see by the 3rd flush is from the start all the way to the finish, I see nothing but clear water coming out. And so that's how I know that the tank is where it needs to be. I believe, and it's my own personal opinion, everybody has their own way of doing things, but we do not use any additives we used to think that oh, you needed to do this, you need to do that, you need to put some kind of additive to break down. I don't believe that anymore. Now,
Please, yeah, I mean, everybody's process is different.
everybody's process is different.
But is our process, and
This is our process. We've been doing it now for full time for over a year. And prior to that, our other 3 rigs, we've never had, knock on wood, never had a septic issue. And so what we're doing is working, right? And so You combine all the times that we went camping in the other rigs when we weren't full time, plus this year that we've been full time, probably a year and a half of doing this, right? I like to think that we know what we're doing and it's worked for us. Now, at first, we did use the additives, primarily because we thought we needed to. Secondly, is because
It does provide some level of lubrication.
I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. If you're not using the toilet paper that has glue to hold sheets together on it, that's the problem with any other kind of toilet paper. All right. It's got other chemicals in it that don't allow the breakdown process. Whereas RV toilet paper, specifically for RVs, does not have that. That's what allows it to break down.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't
So
realize that.
if you're using the right stuff, then I don't believe that you need any of those other additives, right? Again, that's my personal opinion. Everybody's going to do it differently. From those chemicals also have some odor chemicals in them as well.
Odor eliminating, you mean?
Yeah, but if you're emptying your tank when it needs to be emptied and not having it open, you really and truly should not have those problems. You should not have those problems.
Yeah.
It's elevated correctly coming out of the RV all the way to the sewer inlet outside. That's number one. Number two, you're doing it on a regular basis when it needs to be done, not because you think it needs to be done. It needs to be full, right? So that's my process. So,
And then but you do put a little bit back in there.
yeah, once I'm done, I'll come put some water in the tank from inside,
Right.
and 2 or 3 full bowls, and then I'm done,
Yeah.
right?
Speaking of the bowl, as far as cleaning the toilet, I
don't do that.
Yes, I know. You never have, not even in the house. I am the toilet cleaner. I do use a RV toilet bowl cleaner that I get from Amazon, and I'll leave a link for it below in the description. And I also use a Clorox wipe. Again, hold on before you start saying anything. I use it to clean the porcelain bowl part of the toilet. And then I will use a paper towel for the plastic, a paper towel with the cleaner on there to clean like the plastic and stuff, because the Clorox wipes can take off some of the sheen and the coating that's on the plastic part. Also, it can hurt the seals, right? So we don't use bleach on anything other than whites in the washer and to clean to do a clean cycle on the washer. Like, we don't put bleach down.
No, I don't believe in. I mean, bleach is a great product, but it also has certain chemicals in there that
And it
breaks down certain plastics and the seals. More importantly,
yeah.
in an RV. So we just don't use that at all.
And I also don't use a toilet brush. You know, clean with a paper towel all around the seal to be careful not to mess it up or whatever. And then throw all that away and wash my hands and go about my business. As far as like chemicals that we use to clean the toilet, I do use that RV toilet bowl cleaner, and I do like it. It actually does a pretty good job. We've never, like you said, never had anything go wrong. But I wonder what your thoughts are, because I've heard that you should get your black tank, cleaned once a year.
I personally would never do it.
No? And why?
Because I think that our process works, and I think that the tank is clean.
Yeah.
And the water coming out by the time I'm done with the third, sometimes I'll do a fourth flush. The water coming out proves that.
Yeah.
Right? If I was on the third or fourth flush and I still saw dirty content, then I would say, okay, maybe we need to do something different. But until I see that, I'm not going to change our
And
process.
I think
And
the only thing that it would help with is the sensors, which we don't even rely on anyway.
we don't rely on the sensors anyway. I think that I would be more apt to do a clean out for a non full time situation than I would a full time situation,
Yeah.
because full time you're using it all the time. Whereas if you have one that, you're using on Memorial Day and Labor Day, three other times a year, then there's the possibility of odor and not cleaning it out as properly as you should or whatever. So, but no, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't spend $100 or $200 for someone to come out and do that. I just wouldn't.
Okay, so on the troubleshooting side, though, we have had issues with the gray tank. This one.
But again, that had to do with the drainage situation at our other park. It just was not conducive and did not drain well enough to where I had to keep the gray tank closed in order for it to fill up to have enough gravity to take it out, right? And that's where we ran into the problems, right?
Because we haven't, there's been no smells
Nothing.
here at all.
Nothing.
Tips from the road with dealing with RV black tank maintenance is making sure you have a dedicated hose for your black tank flush. Like, don't use your freshwater hose. I use the RV tank bowl cleaner. I have a spray bottle, and I use that to clean over on the tank side or the toilet bowl side. But you don't. Do you clean anything outside?
Nope. I don't clean anything.
And then how do you store hoses and things like that?
Garbage bag.
You put them in the garbage bag?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dump them out, put them in a garbage bag. And don't weigh your hoses like on picnic tables and...
Yeah, be respectful of other people coming in. You shouldn't be doing that anyway, but...
And inspect your hoses.
Yeah,
right?
inspect them for sure. Especially if...
accordion hoses in particular.
Like here, our hoses never see sunlight. But if your hose is your full-time or even part-time or whatever, they're primarily sitting in the sun. They can get cracks in them and...
And we just use the
accordion
style
Yeah.
ones.
I've never really seen anything other than the accordion
Right,
style.
but I mean, do we have extra in case there's not?
Oh yeah, I always carry extra just for the fittings and whatnot in case something goes wrong or whatever. Hopefully we have a backup plan, but I always carry extra, not just from a failure standpoint, if one fails or cracks or whatever, but you don't ever know the situation that you're going to have when you go into a park where you might need, the setup is 10 feet further than what you're used to. You need to have a way to extend that.
Yeah.
So always carry extra fittings and extra hoses in case something comes up. So
What about a honey wagon? Should we get a honey wagon? One of those portable tanks?
not unless we were going to boondock, and honestly, I don't really plan on doing it.
But even then, unless you had to hook up, you weren't.
Well, you do have to hook up.
I meant like if you were in a boondocking or in a space that didn't have sewer hookups and you were wanting to be there for, let's say, 14 days, right? And you know that ours is we can go about 7 days. So we would have to
Hook up.
and take it over to a dump site.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it seems like a waste of space to carry one of those. And how we do things.
How we do things. Again, everybody does things differently. Different strokes for different folks. We're only telling you our process and what's worked for us for, let's say, a year and a half. And if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah.
All right. Well, that pretty much is our process on keeping our black tanks happy and relatively smell-free. And then, of course, like I was said at the beginning, if you're interested in the Airlock One air purification system, check the link description below. I'll have links to it. It's been really good. And I think it helps to even when you're dumping takes and things like that, like just to keep things smelling fresh. Well, just like that, another journey comes to a close on 99 Adventures. So here's to RV life, tasty meals, yummy chili, and the adventure still waiting for us.
Yep. Peace.
All right,
Go Tigers.
enjoy your next adventure and bon appetit.